Okay.
Go, go, go,
Okay.
go, go.
Wait. Welcome to the Dram Diaries.
Welcome.
We have a super exciting throwdown.
Yes.
All of these are Wild Turkey 101.
Yes, they are. But I'm going to roll the intro. Then we're going to...
It's a sippin'.
And I'll tell you what the difference is.
Yes.
Okay, so like Chanel said, these are all Wild Turkey 101. The difference, just like last week, if you saw the early times bottled and bond, the stuff that we aged in mini barrels up in the attic, that's what is going on here. So one of these is regular Wild Turkey. I think I know which one it is just by the color right
I know,
now.
the other ones are all...
This like light gleaming little bright thing. Everything
Yeah.
else is like dark and stuff.
Yep.
Two of these glasses have Wild Turkey 101 that was aged in mini barrels that were toasted to 285 degrees. One sample was poured at 4 weeks, the other at 9 weeks. Two of them have Wild Turkey 101 in the mini barrel that I toasted to 400 degrees. One of them was poured at 4 weeks and the other at 9 weeks. So we are doing this throwdown to see which one's better. Which one, the next time we do this, am I just going to go with? All right. Here we go.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay.
I mean, look at the color on that.
This is Wild Turkey
That's
1
creepy.
normal. I mean, look at the difference.
That has to... Yeah.
It's like...
The color is drastically different.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Whatevs.
Whatevs. We'll know which one's our base, but that's okay.
I'm just going to start with regular
You know
Wild
what?
Turkey
Me too,
101.
because we obviously know which one it is just because the color changed so drastically. Okay. Let me get on this.
Okay. Weird. I get some salinity. Add some caramel. Barrel char.
Ooh.
I mean, it's a good whiskey. You know, it's a good bourbon for the price. I mean, I think we buy a handle of this for like $38. So
Yeah.
it's good. You know, nothing wrong with it. But I feel like it's gonna just get spanked by these ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
I can probably, I don't know. I'm just going to write a 5, like that's my last place. But
Yeah.
okay. So if it just gets better from there, which I know it will, I'm stoked because that was pretty tasty. I was happy with that.
Yeah. All right. I'm starting with A.
I'm sorry. With E, let me know what you're picking up on that. Oh my gosh, the nose is just delicious. Toasted oak sawdust. It's like a paste made out of toasted oak sawdust and caramel.
This is unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Just
good. Like, I would just sip this.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I did test the proof, you know, versus the base, and then the samples that were poured at 9 weeks, and they were like between 2 and 3 proof more. So that's only at 9 weeks. Can you imagine if we left it in there?
Oh my
for
goodness.
A year?
A year?
Oh, okay. What are you getting in that
Going
thing?
Another one.
I'm just
I keep
loving
getting
the nose.
distracted by
Right?
like how much I'm enjoying it. I'm not
Yeah.
paying attention.
I haven't even sipped this yet. I'm still just... Okay, so we did the early times bottled and bond. That video came out last week. These, right, just the nose right now, way better. Wild Turkey 101 is a much better whiskey than early times bottled and bond.
I don't know what it is about this one because I did not drink whiskey at all when I was really before you and I got together,
Yeah.
you know, but I something about this just reminds me of like being out with friends. I don't know, like summertime outings, and just something about it is just really bright and sunny and happy. I'm writing that down.
This is just
That doesn't make sense.
like a caramel, thick caramel coated roasted green apple.
Ooh,
That's
maybe
what
that's
this
what I'm
is.
remembering, like fair, like a fair, you know?
I could see that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like funnel cakes in the air.
Like summertime
Oh
fair.
my gosh, yes.
Boatneck. Let's go to the boatneck. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that's so
Let's
good.
green. You know what's crazy? I get like green apple because sometimes like Buffalo Trace products, I'll get a green apple.
Yeah.
I'm picking that up on this wild turkey.
Moving on to B.
Man, that is
Right now, for
tasty.
me, that one's obviously number one, so
Yeah.
I only have the two. But like, I would be surprised if anything knocked A out of first place for me. If something
Whoa.
does, I will be. What? Big difference?
The nose, yeah. I mean, I can tell her this.
Oh my gosh, this is like a root beer float. I mean, it's just like the nose is like.
Okay, so this I get the nose after nosing this one. It's the nose finishes a little greener, whereas this is similar, but it finishes more into a like instead of green like a spiced something. I don't know, but green. It's hard to describe. There is a difference.
See, that's good. Oh my gosh.
Huh. What in the world? These are like, we did the early times bottle and bond. Like I felt quicker, easier. This, I feel like I'm having to
take your time and do more sit. I mean, it's
I'm sorry, this is going to take a
enjoyable.
while. I'm not going to worry about rushing trying to get this.
These are so enjoyable that it's distracting. Sipping these is distracting from like our goal. These are so good.
This is like vanilla caramel cola. Man, that's good. I'm not even talking about the finish. I'm sorry. It's just baking spice and cinnamon. That's what I'm getting. And obviously, oak. Not over oaked. Strong oak. But not over oak. Like the oak, it's strong in the sense that it's like very present, but so tasty. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
I'm going back to back on these because I actually can't tell which one I like more.
Yeah, I had to do that with these two as well. And I always forget to say this in the description. I'm going to put what is in each of these glasses. I think I know what I'm going to do here. These are my tentative numbers.
Gosh, okay. These gonna take it for me.
Really? Didn't you say you thought nothing could take A out?
I didn't think anything could take A out, and I had B, and it just was like,
look at the
slayed me.
Color and that.
I'm so curious what you get on that because mine was like a roller coaster ride.
Okay, I can just tell you right now, the nose, let me see. They're so good.
They're really good.
These are so good. They're all so
really,
good.
really good.
So, you know what I want to do? Like, I've always preferred Wild Turkey 101 to Early Times Bottle and Bond. Like, I feel like it's like a next level above. I feel like these. Okay, so here's the thing.
We're gonna know we're drinking them. That's the thing. That's how, in my mind, that's how.
So the Early Times, we'll see when we put our winners up against each other. Maybe
that's true.
I'm going to eat crow, but So from the base Early Times to the toasted, or the ones that we aged in the mini barrels, I don't know. Were the aged ones like 2.5 to 3 times better than the base? Or 3 times at least?
3 times at the very least.
3 to 4.
And our winner was...
Yeah, it was 5 times as good, 4.5. I mean, it was very noticeable.
Yeah.
The difference between the base here and these...
Oh. Isn't it so good? It's so good. I know. That for me is my number one right now. Even though it was hard because A is delicious.
I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to like tell you. I just need to. I have to sit with this. It's so. I have to do another
I need
sip.
a full bottle of that. Like, I would love to have just a full bottle of that to sip on. It's amazing.
Well, whatever this is, that's from now on. That's kind of why I did all these too. I wanted to see what was the best.
Right.
You know, toasting at what?
Oh my gosh!
What level? And
I can't wait to find out what that one is because I want.
I can't wait to put these on, like the winners of these up against the other.
Oh yeah.
Because you know, like if you looked, what was it? I guess 2 weeks ago, the video that came out with, I was telling you what I put into wild turkey, those oak spirals, and then my own toasted and charred oak pieces, and just sealed them up in the bottle to see what's the difference. Oh my gosh, this bee is so good.
Wow, D is oaky, but in a really nice way.
This, like, it's so sweet.
Gosh.
There's so much going on.
Isn't it so, what kind of sweetness are you getting? Because for me it was very specific. It was just like immediate memories of
to me it's like I like vanilla caramel sprinkled with cinnamon as there's like a fire going on in the summer. Or like a you know, like a you're sitting around the campfire is what I should say. Like it's just, and it's warm like summer. Like the Southern Oregon summers are hot, and you're sitting by the fire by the Rogue River, and just like, oh my.
For me, it pulled.
You used to be able to have fires a long time ago down there. You can't now because everything burns all the time, every summer down there, unfortunately. But man, I keep going back to this bee.
I know.
The sweetness on this is like, bam, right now, right when it hits the front of your tongue, the front of your palate, and it just like a freight train all the way to the back of your palate. And it explodes in just like delicious oak spice, like fireworks. I don't know. It's
For me, I get like immediate memories of baking, or I should say roasting candied almonds. It's like
candied nuts.
Candied almonds, like and apple pie. It's amazing. It's like a Dutch apple pie and candied almonds, like the smell of baking candied almonds. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
What is really surprising to me with these is the green apple and the apple, because Buffalo Trace, I will get apple on that, you know, in some of their bourbons. And I never get that in wild turkey, but it's really coming out right now.
Yeah.
This is tough. This is really tough. They're all good.
This flight of wild turkey is supreme. It's very good.
Like,
it's very
I'm just going to tell you right now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, maybe I'm going to eat crow. This has to be base wild turkey 101.
Oh my gosh.
But these ones that we aged in our mini barrels, I'll put a link to the video at the end how I made them. They taste like they're just, you know what we're going to have to do with these? Because these things are about 104-ish proof right now. 103, 104 proof. We're going to have to put them up against like our best, like the 10 to 12-year-old bourbons that we did. We're going to do another one because we got some more 10 to 12-year-old bourbons. We're going to take our winners from our original one, the 100 proofers, 100 to 110 proof. We've got Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year. We've got Rebel 10-year, and we have...
That Old Rip Van Winkle is like... it's so good.
It's ridiculous. I'm like, how can it... It's so like, good. It's all hype. That's all. It's good.
It's...
What's the other one we have that's 10-year? Oh, Jack Daniel's 12-year.
Did you get that from there or here? Because that's what I'm drinking right now. So it goes there.
It goes here.
Yeah, because
Sorry, you're right. Yeah.
That's what this is.
I haven't sipped this one yet.
Okay.
I need to Next time I need to put the doodads on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't they make a green apple cola?
I'm sure someone's done that at some point. Coca-Cola's done like every flavor of
Because that
everything.
gosh.
Mm.
Picking a winner here is okay, I need to go back and forth between A and B to see between. I'm gonna go. What do I prefer between A and B, and then what do I prefer between E and D, and then put those up because
I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
this one is softer on the nose. This one's a little more punchy on the nose. So I have B and A. Oh my god, that's so good. These are so good. Like it. Okay. I do have my winner between those two. And I'm writing down the reason. I'm writing down why I prefer one over the other with those. And like what I'm writing, it's not to say that one of those is like, oh, it's bad, this one's good. It's just I have to pick a winner, and this is why. They're both winners.
Yeah.
Okay, E and D.
Two of them could be interchangeable for me, and I there's just nothing to be done. I just ordered them because
this is like buttery smelling now to me. Like buttered honeyed oak.
Is that D? Yeah, D is very oaky to me too. That's what I put. In a good way. Like it's great, but
so good. I'm telling you what, if you have any kind of I don't know, like skill with your hands or a little bit of construction if you're a DIYer, I'll put a link at the end of this video of how to make these mini barrels. You have to do this. Like, this would beat so many 100 proof bourbons that I can think of that MSRP would are like under $100.
Yeah.
It's
These are incredible.
They're so good, and they are markedly better than the early times bottled and bond that we did.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to be sitting here sipping B for a little bit while you figure it out. It's very good.
Okay. Okay, let me do this real quick.
Okay.
Look, folks, this is taking a while. This is, like you've probably heard me say in other videos, we're intuitive introverts, which means we, like when things really hit us and affect us, when we're thinking, they take us somewhere, we're going into all of our long-term memory. And so it just, it's a lot of stuff to process. That's what's happening with these.
It's true.
I would say the early times bottled and bond that we did last week didn't necessarily do that. I mean, a little bit it did.
But this is kicking up memories. Every single one of these has been, for me, tied to something I can recall from childhood or even adulthood, but something that was special or very unique or, I don't know, just singular. So.
gosh, bee is so good.
Bee is so good. I really would just love to have a bottle of bee.
Okay, let me try these back to back again, because
yeah, A is tasty too.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh.
If you're wondering what we did, the ones that were toasted at 285 and the ones that were toasted at 400, I put the oven on bake, not on roast. It was between 2.5 and 3 hours for each one of these, but I had each oak piece completely wrapped in tin foil, like tinted, just so you know if you wanted to try and match what I did here.
It made the house smell so good. I mean, incredible.
This last batch I did, because
I
bought like 8 more of those being ready things, and I made 8 more lids.
Yeah.
You saw the video already, probably.
Oh.
I left some of the little pieces, because what I did is I propped up those.
Yeah, that's right.
Before I cut the lids out, I propped them up to like get air circulation, and I did those ones all at 400, but with roast and for 3 hours. And I left some of those oak pieces in on accident, and you turned the oven on to preheat it, and it was like...
And it just diffused into the house. Oh, it was so good.
You want your house to smell good? Just put some oak in.
No kidding, though, really. I mean, people make simmer pots, for different seasons, and I would say that those oak pieces being toasted in your oven is probably even more welcoming and warming than any basic simmer pot. Just saying. Yeah. Which one do you have there, A? I'm gonna sip B.
Okay.
I'm gonna have some more of A.
Gosh, the finish on A is long and spicy, man.
Yeah, A is superb. Let's see.
Like I feel like I'm a little kid who like
B. B.
Finally got like a treat.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to savor these. They're so incredible.
Yeah.
They're so incredible.
Good. Yeah.
I had my ranking.
Me too. Yeah.
So
I have a feeling you and I are going to have different rankings on this one because this pulled so much from long-term memory for us with feelers.
First and second, I think for you and I is going to be different.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say I noticed, because if you saw the video 2 weeks ago when I emptied these and stuff, you probably saw like the difference. Like you might have thought like, oh man, we lost so much to evaporation, right? Well, I'll pull the wild turkey right now. This is the one that was toasted at 285 and the one that was toasted at 400. This particular barrel that hold these was leaking a little bit after a week. I checked it and I had to add some more barrel wax and it stopped the leaking. So there is a little more, but I did pour more samples of this. So each week, every week, we poured samples a little bit and we're sampling this. This one I poured more of. The same with the early times. And the early times when I did that one, I only had like a little less than a bottle and a half. So that's why the bottles are lower. But again, each week we were pouring samples out. Kyle came to visit, so we poured some when he came to visit to try. So that's why like they're lower. I don't think we really lost a lot. We were just sampling them as they were aging. So, but you always had a preference for one on the wild turkey, and I had a preference for one on the wild turkey. True. We had the same preference on the early times, though.
Yeah,
I noticed.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what was your last place and why?
My last place is what I'm assuming is our base C.
Yeah.
Wild turkey's good, no doubt, but compared to these, you guys, oh my gosh. I hope you guys do this at home. I hope you do so that you can see just what you can do at home. It's incredible.
I would be surprised if those, I know a lot of people will do those barrel aged spirals, put them in the bottle. I would be very surprised if it equals what actually making your own mini barrel does.
I don't think it would be the
We'll
same
see
thing.
though. We are going to do the video on those, and then we're going to compare them so we can see, like, is it worth it? Like, what's the difference?
Right.
But this was good, but for me, it came in last place as well. See, because it was just, compared to the rest of these, it just felt watered down and uncomplex.
That's the thing for me. That's my note. It's not nearly as complex.
It lacked palette. It lacked finish. It lacked nose.
Yeah.
Compared to rankings 4 through 1, like it was way down. Like,
let's just make sure that we are talking about our base, right? We are talking about our base.
Okay.
It is the Wild Turkey 101. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what was your 4th place?
My 4th place was E, but honestly, it could have been my 3rd. 3 and 4 could have swapped for me.
Same for me.
Really. I put them in an order, but
give me your 3rd and 4th place then.
Okay. So 3rd for me was D.
Okay. Yeah, so we flopped. Your 3rd was D and your 4th was E.
Yeah.
My 3rd was E and my 4th was D, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess your 3rd was a 285, my 3rd was the 400, because I preferred the 400.
Okay.
Toasted to 400.
I've had a preference for the
285. Yeah.
Yeah, as we've been sampling, like Peter mentioned, you know, we've been pulling samples as
each week.
Because
it's like, how can you not? Like, we're dying to know what's going on with these things.
And each week we've each had a preference. Especially when it comes to Wild Turkey, his preference has been for the 400 barrel. Mine has been for the 285 barrel. So, yeah. It would be interesting if we're wrong, right? If we swapped now. But
I'll look at my 3rd place.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. My 3rd place is her 4th.
Right.
Her 3rd is my 4th.
Okay.
Wait, and we'll look at them.
Okay.
Yeah. 400 degrees at 4 weeks.
This one's 400 degrees at 9 weeks.
No! What? That means I prefer a 285? No!
I guess I was right, guys. Let this all be a lesson to all of us. Sometimes Chanel is right. She doesn't know a lot about whiskey, but sometimes she's right.
Your palate is better than mine. What?
Okay, so D was D was our 400 at 9 weeks. I'm just going to make a note of that. This was 400 at 9.
Gosh.
Okay. And C was our 400 at 4. Yep. Yeah. C was 400 at 4. Okay. That's actually pretty great for me.
That means the 1st and 2nd were 285s. So you know what?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways.
You have a theory. What is it?
No, I'm just thinking about the 8 other ones I did. I just toasted them at 400 with all the other stuff. I should do some also at one point with 285 and put the same ones in there.
We should do some 285s.
And then compare them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, what was your 2nd? Wait, what? Why did you prefer one of these over the other? Yes.
I didn't necessarily. I just had to order them.
Yeah. They could swap
They could have swapped. I will just say that D, for me, had a markedly more oaky taste. And I love that.
It did.
And so because of that, I put it at number 3. That's the only reason I kicked it one up above. But honestly, they could have swapped. They're both fantastic.
Yeah, they both could have swapped for me as well.
There was kind of like a dirty orchard fruit in D as well, and I loved it. It was so good. But it's
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I'm not describing that well enough. And then C had just
D,
kind of
or E?
No, I'm talking E, right? E had the, I did notice on the nose on E that at first it was kind of like celery stalk for some reason.
Yeah, there was a green to it.
Like for me it was just like straight up celery stalk.
To me it was like green apple, and you're like celery, and I'm like green apple.
Yeah. And then anyway, so That means we have two 285s left because your wife sometimes knows.
You always know.
Yes. Vindication. Okay. No.
Okay.
Love. Okay.
Which was your second?
A.
B was my second. They could have swapped.
Okay.
Okay, so my first was A. I'll take my first.
Okay, I'm gonna take my first.
What is it?
285 at 4 weeks.
285 at 9 weeks.
Wow. Okay, B was 285
Man.
at 4 weeks.
Wow.
So
What?
you may recall too in the early times video that there was a preference, I know, especially on my part, for the 285 at 4 weeks there as well. So I'm wondering if there's something about that.
I don't know. We did both pick the 400s for the winner, though.
Did we really?
Yeah, if I remember right.
I think we...
Well, let us know. We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh. Okay, so 280. I'm just going to do 285 at 9 weeks against the 400 at 9 weeks. And here's the thing. You know, some people say, like, I am going to do a video about this. Like, what's the best way to really taste whiskey?
Yeah.
If you know what you're drinking, or if you don't, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say a bunch right now because I am going to do a separate video about that. But just think of this. Your perception is your reality, and all your senses affect your judgment. So, okay. Oh my gosh. So good. Like, okay, here. So, rankings 1 through 4, it's not like 4 was bad and 1 was, you know, like they were all good.
They were all really good. Right. I mean, like I said, for me, 3 and 4 could have been
This is more oaky. The
swapped.
400 is at 9 weeks is more oaky than the 285 at 9 weeks. This is sweeter.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I like this one.
Gosh. I would be extremely happy with either one, though.
Sure, yeah. They're amazing, all of them. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Crazy. Well, okay, next week we're going to put our first place winners up against each other. So it'll be the Early Times Bottled and Bond that came in first place against our first place in this round.
Yeah.
What if we also did one glass, a blend of the 285 and 400 Wild Turkey together to get like a more maybe complex range?
I'd be interested in that experiment. Okay. Let's do it.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I know this one took a little bit longer, but I'm telling you, like, these are they're incredible. Like I'm just gonna say I wonder if there is a readily available Wild Turkey product off the shelf. So meaning for us that means up to Russell's Reserve Single Barrel and Rare Breed. That would be these.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna do some double dram blinds. I'm gonna pour some of these into there and see what happens.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Until next time.